You woke up tired today. Maybe you blamed your sleep, maybe your phone, maybe yourself. But what if nothing is wrong with you? What if the problem is that your brain was built for sunlight, silence, faces, movement, and fire, and now it lives inside concrete rooms under artificial lights staring at glowing rectangles for most of the day? Modern life does not feel wrong because you are weak. It feels wrong because your body is older than your world.
For almost all of human history, a normal human day looked nothing like this. You did not wake up to an alarm. You woke up because the sky changed, because birds started calling, because the people around you began moving. You did not check messages from strangers before your feet touched the ground. You looked at faces you knew, your mother, your children, your brothers, the same 25 or 30 people you had known your entire life.
That was normal. And then, very recently, normal disappeared. To understand why modern life feels so strange, start with light. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived inside natural clocks. Sunrise meant movement, midday meant heat and rest, sunset meant fire, food, stories, and darkness. Your body still expects this. Deep inside your brain is a tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It is your master clock. Every morning, light enters your eyes and tells that clock what time it is. Your hormones shift, your body temperature changes, your digestion prepares. Your brain decides whether to be awake or tired. This system was built for the sun, not ceiling lights, not phone screens, not blue-white office bulbs at midnight. When artificial light hits your eyes at night, your brain does not understand electricity. It interprets light the only way it knows how, daytime, so your body delays sleep. Melatonin rises later. Your nervous system stays alert when it should be shutting down, and then you lie in bed wondering why your mind will not stop. But light is only the first mismatch. The deeper problem is movement. Your ancestors moved constantly, but not like people at a gym. They walked, climbed, squatted, carried, dug, reached, tracked, rested. Movement was not something they scheduled after work. Movement was life. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer groups have found that many traditional communities spend far less time in formal labor than modern people imagine. Among groups like the Hadza of Tanzania and the Juhwansi of the Kalahari, survival required skill, walking, gathering, hunting, sharing, and rest. Not 8 hours under fluorescent lights, not a chair, not a screen. Today, movement is something we add back into life because we removed it from almost everything else. You can get food without walking more than 10 steps. You can work all day without standing. You can cross a city while sitting inside a machine. To your body, this is bizarre. Your muscles are not just tools for exercise. They are part of your metabolism, your mood, your immune system, even your brain health. When you stop moving for too long, your body reads it as a signal. Something is wrong, and that signal is ancient. For most of history, if a human stopped moving for too long, there were only a few reasons: injury, illness, danger, exhaustion. So now your body sits still for 8 hours, and your mind tries to explain the unease. Maybe I am lazy. Maybe I am broken. Maybe I just need more discipline. But sometimes the body is not asking for motivation. It is asking for the world it was built for. Then there is food. Your ancestors lived in a world where calories were rare and effort was expensive. Sweetness meant fruit or honey. Fat meant marrow, meat, nuts, or something worth climbing, digging, hunting, or getting stung for. Salt meant minerals your body could not make on its own. These tastes were not just pleasures, they were instructions. Eat this, save this, remember this. The problem is that modern food learned how to speak the ancient language of your brain better than nature ever did. A berry has sugar. A soda is a sugar signal with no season, no thorns, no bees, no waiting. A piece of roasted meat had protein and fat. A fast food meal is fat, salt, heat, softness, and speed engineered into a shape your nervous system cannot ignore. Your brain still thinks it found treasure. It does not know there is more tomorrow. It does not know the fridge will still be full. It does not know hunger has been replaced by advertising. So when you open the kitchen at midnight, even though you are not hungry, that is not just a lack of discipline. That is a survival program running in the wrong environment, and it is very old. But maybe the strangest mismatch is not light, movement, or food. It is people. Humans are social animals, but not in the shallow way we use the word social now. For most of our existence, you lived with a small group of people who knew your face, your history, your habits, your moods, and your place in the group. If you were quiet one morning, someone noticed. If you were sick, someone saw it before you said it. If you were gone too long, someone came looking. Belonging was not emotional decoration. It was survival. A lone human in the wild was not independent. A lone human was almost dead. Your nervous system still knows this. That is why rejection can feel physical. That is why loneliness changes sleep, stress hormones, inflammation, and attention. That is why being ignored can feel like danger, even when nothing is physically threatening you, because for most of human history, social exclusion was danger. Now we live surrounded by people and still feel alone. You can see hundreds of faces in a day and be known by none of them. You can receive messages all morning and not hear a single real voice. You can share your life with strangers and hide your pain from the person sitting beside you. Your brain was built for a village. It got a feed, and the feed is not the same thing. This is where the story gets uncomfortable, because modern life is not simply worse. In many ways, it is better than anything your ancestors could have imagined. We have medicine, clean water, warm rooms, food storage, dentists, antibiotics, emergency rooms, less violence, longer lives. These are real victories. Nobody should pretend the ancient world was paradise. It was not. Children died. Infections killed. Hunger arrived without warning. Pain had fewer answers. But the modern world solved many of the body's problems by creating new ones for the mind. It gave us safety without belonging, comfort without movement, food without effort, light without darkness, information without wisdom, noise without company. And the body, old as it is, keeps trying to adapt. But adaptation takes time. Evolution does not update in a century. It does not care that your job needs email. It does not care that school starts early. It does not care that rent is due. It does not care that everyone else is staring at the same glowing rectangle. Your nervous system was shaped by a world where stress usually had a body, a predator, a storm, a wound, a rival, a winter. Modern stress often has no body. It is a number in a bank account, a message left unread, a future you cannot picture, a comparison to someone you have never met, a race no one officially started, but somehow everyone seems to be losing. Your brain was designed to solve threats by doing something. Run, hide, fight, speak, leave, repair. But modern threats often cannot be solved in a single action. So the alarm stays on. That feeling in your chest when nothing is happening, that may be an ancient system searching for the animal in the grass. But there is no animal. There is just tomorrow, and then tomorrow again. This is why the answer is not to go back. We cannot return to the old world, and we should not want to. But the old world understood the body in ways the modern world often forgets. It gave humans morning light, real darkness, daily walking, shared meals, known faces, physical tiredness, long silences, time outside, a reason to be exhausted at the end of the day. Modern life gives us choices our ancestors could not imagine, but it also asks us to live as if we are not animals, as if sleep is optional, as if sunlight is decoration, as if hunger is entertainment, as if loneliness is just a mood, as if the body is a machine you can ignore until it breaks. Maybe that is why so many people feel strange now. Not miserable exactly, not sick exactly, just slightly out of place, like some part of them is waiting for a world that is not coming back. The truth is, your brain is not ancient because it is primitive. It is ancient because it worked. It kept your ancestors alive through darkness, hunger, predators, winter, and everything else the world threw at them. And now, that same brain is trying to survive traffic, screens, processed food, loneliness, deadlines, and artificial light. It is doing its best. So when modern life feels wrong, maybe the question is not, what is wrong with me? Maybe the better question is, what kind of world was I built for? Because hidden underneath the person you are now is something much older. A body that still listens for footsteps in the dark. A brain that still looks for faces around the fire. A nervous system that still believes the sun should tell it when the day begins. You are not just modern. You are a very old animal living inside a very new world. And sometimes it remembers.